So, hey guys, this is Joel Clip from Jim's Group, and I'm with Jenny, who's from Jim's Handyman, and your franchise is in Wallen as well, isn't it?
Yes, it is. So we bought Wallen,
Mm.
Kilmore East, and Broadford.
Now, the division's name is Handyman. However, obviously, you're a handy woman. So, it's fantastic to have you on and to talk about that. And obviously, trying to bring down, let's say, the barriers of, let's say, the divisional names or people. The stereotype is, traditional. It's a bloke doing the handyman, whereas it's great to have a woman franchisee on. So, maybe you want to touch on firstly about what you do in the division or the franchise itself.
So I am very much on the tools with my husband from day to day. I do a little bit of, I do all the office work because, he gives me all the admin stuff, but I have a bookkeeper and accountant on hand that helps me out with that. So it's really helpful. And also, mainly I'm on the jobs with him every day.
And what were you doing prior to Jim's Handyman?
I was studying. I was doing a Bachelor of Science at the University of Melbourne, majoring in psychology.
Very, very clever. Very, very clever. So what made you not, so why did you then go handyman? If you're doing Bachelor of Science, like and Melbourne Uni as well, it's a very tough university for anyone's watching to get into. You'll be very smart, clever cookie to get high enough in a score for that. So what made you then do this?
So what happened? It was actually my last year at uni. And my husband just asked if I wanted to join gyms with him. And I really did not know what I was putting my hand up for. It's totally very, very different to, I sort of, I wanted to help him out and work with him. So I agreed to it. I just went, all right, I'll join with you. But the first year was quite stressful because I was trying to finish my undergraduate and working at the same time. So it was quite difficult, but we made it. And this year I took work time off schooling so that I could work with him full time in the business to grow it and expand. But I'm looking back to go back to school next year.
Okay, well, fantastic. Congratulations on completing the degree. It's not an easy thing whilst doing work as well. So well done. Yeah. So how have you found, so when he said Jim's Handyman, what did you think initially? Did you know much about it, or would you just think of just the mowing, or what did you think of?
Yeah, well, initially I didn't think I've ever seen Jim's Handyman out there. Like mostly I would just see a lot of Jim's mowing because in my area, which was Reservoir, I barely, like all the trailers and cars were mowing. But since he introduced me to Jim's Handyman, I didn't realize how big the network actually is and how many divisions that Jim actually has. So it's really, really cool.
Do you want me to touch on, so you get out there in the field, which is, how did that all come about? Obviously, your husband said, come out in the field and do things, but did you have any previous experience or maybe tell us a bit about that?
Well, I'm quite practical. I like to do things, I don't know, I like to be out on the field. So I used to renovate with him. And so that got me started, but I never had any introduction to it in school or anything like that. So it's very fresh. He basically, I remember at the start of last year when I started compared to now, I've learned so much. And it's quite an experience because I'm doing my apprenticeship with him. Yeah.
And what type of jobs have you been doing?
Range of jobs. So the other week he was on a roof screwing in roof sheets for a shed. I don't know, there's so much variety. We've done full house renovations. So we generally work with real estate agents where they have whole properties and they give us the whole property to just do. And so he does kitchen renovations, bathroom renovations, things like that. And deckings, we do a lot of deckings.
And you obviously on the tools yourself, so how would you rate your own skills?
Oh. How would you rate my skills, honey?
8 out of 10. The plastering and painting, definitely 9.
Oh, really? Well, there you go.
Plastering and painting, plastering's a tough gig.
Yeah, it is. There's a bit of work to it.
And how have you found the variety of jobs? You've just mentioned a few of them before, but is it, as you said, there's lots of decks, there's some renovations, there's little things like sheds and stuff. So how have you found the variety?
I like it. I don't like being on the same thing every day. So I find it very interesting.
Absolutely. And how was the Did you do the training yourself, or was it just came
Yeah,
into
I
the
did.
business?
So I
Yeah.
went on the 3-day course with him, and it's quite frightening because I think the second day in we hit a roof going to
On the Mooroolbark, yeah.
Yeah. So, but no, the training was good. There was a lot of business tips. I learned that business is a very scary world, and yeah, we got to meet Jim. So that was a cool experience.
Did you know there was a gym before going there?
Oh, I definitely knew there was one, but I didn't actually think we'd be able to meet him.
Yeah, he makes an effort to meet everyone at training. So everyone who comes aboard, they does try and make an effort to do that. So you would have come into the in-person training was obviously prior to the situation where it's all online now. So out of that 3 days, what did you learn the most, or what session resonated with you?
Well, I learned a lot about business, as in like the system, like how the system in gyms work. They gave us a good introduction of what we were getting into, so we weren't just thrown in the dark out there and we're off on our own afterwards. So they set us up really well for that. They set us up with uniform, trailers and things like that. So I think it was pretty well organized.
Absolutely. And then what's the support been like from your franchise? Also in gyms, for people watching, we have things called franchisors who are like a support person who are there to help you. So how have you found Daniel during the whole thing?
Yeah, so Daniel is very quick in responding, which is awesome, because when we're out there on the field and if we get stuck, if we have a problem, he'll generally answer the phone or call back if he's busy. And if I send him a text or email, he'll respond within the day. So he's really good. And also he works with his wife, Jo. So I think she does a lot of behind the scene things. So that's obviously very helpful.
And behind the scenes things, you sort of mean like helps with quoting or, some things like that, or dealing with customers or chasing bills up and stuff, or?
For me personally, yeah, definitely. Like a lot of quoting. It takes a lot of time to quote.
It's definitely a skill. It's definitely an art to it, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what about the lifestyle component of the business? You obviously were studying a pretty, what I would think, an intense degree from the outside looking in, and obviously working at the same time. So how's the lifestyle been so far?
So our lifestyle during studying and working is hectic, but this year has been really free. We get to work our own hours, decide when our weekends are and things like that. So it's been really awesome. But in saying that, I find that you have to put in a lot of hours. So to grow your business, especially it's your own, you have to put in the hard work, but it's definitely rewarding.
I think that's a good point. What you said then, Jenny, is that it's not just all handed to you, is it? You do have the framework and the training, the systems there, and then it's basically you need to then, as you said, do the hard work. And the more you put in, the more you're going to get out. Is that what you're finding? That the more you actually work harder, the more you just get out of the business, or?
Yeah, that's it. And what I find as well is it's like a cycle. Yeah, you get your really busy periods, and then you get your quiet periods. And during the quiet times, you get a bit, oh, where's all the work? But then you just sit back and you set up. So we generally buy more tools and get ready for when the busier periods come. So yeah, that's how we're.
I love that comment. It's a really good comment, Jenny, because it's not just always going to be like that with business. The guy who owns Jim's Pool Care says the same thing what you said. It's like a wave, right? Ride the wave. So when that wave is a bit down, what can you do in your business in the back end, which you've, tools or things like that, you can maybe get quoting or whatever it is done, so that when it's peaking, you're ready to go.
Just so you're not just sitting back and waiting for it to come, and when it comes you're not prepared for it. So we're always working, even when we're not working.
Absolutely. Now, what's your plan for your business moving forward?
So right now it's only me and my husband, but we are looking into hiring more people in future, just because when I go back to school, I still want to be part of the business, but not as involved. Like definitely if he's on the jobs, he'll need other people to help him out. So we want to grow it that way, and we want to get to a point so that he doesn't have to be on the tools.
Okay, that's a really good goal to have.
Yeah.
And I was going to say, well, how do you think you're going to go achieve that? Is it something where you're going to just maybe put systems in place, or make sure you get good people on to help you do that, then train them up, or what's your plans for that?
So we have a few people that we know that we potentially might hire, and with the book side of things, like I've had a lot of advice from my bookkeeper for cash flow, in terms of cash flow, because the biggest trouble I mentioned was our cash flow. But if our cash flow is all right, then we're in the position to hire people. So right now that's holding us back a little bit.
And did you think you'd be in this position when you started the journey? Like, I know it's because you're going very unknown, right? And you're told all these things and you don't know, you know, you hope they're true, but is it lived up to everything you thought?
In terms of what we were taught at training, or?
Yeah, like in terms of training, or like, you know, in the business, are you happy with the decision, that sort of stuff?
Yeah, definitely. You know what? Like, there's definitely always going to be surprises in any business or any kind of work you do. But yeah, some very interesting surprises, but good ones, if you know what I mean. Because like, the expectation is that you join a franchise and you become successful, maybe, but it's not a straight line like that. Like, you put in all the work and it comes, but slowly. It comes with time.
Is there any bit of advice you can give someone maybe thinking about doing it in the early days? Is there some things you wish you would have known at the start, maybe to help you along a bit, or?
Be ready.
Be ready.
Be ready for all the things that come along with it. Like, some nights you just don't really sleep, and I'm not talking about like going to bed early. I'm talking about you have to work through the nights to get the job done, like when you're flat out, just so you can do the next job the next day. So working for yourself is hard, but the lifestyle, if you put in the work, then you get the lifestyle you want.
And how important do you think it is that, you know, it's great that handyman that hear about, there's a lot of partnerships I've found in handyman. You know, some of the mowing and some other divisions have that, but it's husband and wife teams. It's something that I'd really love to see more often. So how do you go with that? How do you balance in that?
Oh, it's great. Like, a lot of people look at us, and you know what? Most of our clients love to see husband-wife team. When we come to their door, they're always like,
What do they say? Yeah, what do they say? They wouldn't expect it, would they? Or
they're like, you go, girl.
Yeah, that's what they say.
They love it. If they brighten up, especially, I'm talking from experience, females, if they're home alone with their children, like, they feel more comfortable and things like that.
Well, you'd have a massive advantage from that, I reckon. Absolutely. That's a really good point, because a lot of our customers, or majority of the customers, are women. And I can imagine having you rock up there would be pleasant for surprise.
And we have a referral who, because she knows we're a husband-wife team, she rings up and makes sure that I come on the job.
Really? That's a good one.
She's always asking if I'm going to be there. So
that's great to hear.
Yeah,
no, it's a really good point, because we have I don't have what the exam number. It's like 60 or 70% of our clients are women, and I can imagine with the gym's handyman division, it could be, you know, intimidating. So it's just having a lady involved in the process is be a fantastic advantage.
Yeah.
And one who gets on the tools as well.
Yeah, I know. More of the passing the tools, but I do. Like, the easier things I can do.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Do you have any words of encouragement for anyone who's maybe thinking about it, or maybe doesn't have the confidence to do it? Like, how did you go with the confidence side of it? That's probably more of the question. Was it just something where you just had the willingness to give it a go, and you just got taught and
pretty much. Like, you're probably asking the wrong person, because I just got dragged into it. But no, it was really, like, definitely, if you want to do it, and you sort of, I don't want to tell people to just go into it blindly, because you definitely need like a support system, or someone who can mentor you through it if you're not sure. Unless like you are qualified for the trade and you can do it, then definitely go for it. But you'll need support if you come from, like, someone like me, come from like science and psychology. So yeah, having my husband there mentoring me through is great, and I'm learning so much.
And what are some of the benefits you've found by being? Do you think it's something you would have done as like, let's say you've decided as an independent to do it, or how do you think that would have went going the franchise route?
I think going the franchise route has been a smart choice, just because the power of the brand, and Daniel always mentions this, the power of the brand is very strong. And I definitely agree. Like, we drive down in our gyms and we get waves and things like that. I don't know.
You really?
Weird things happen.
Good.
So
Yeah.
yeah, it's really good. And yeah, as soon as you walk in some shop with a uniform, people read it and they love it. So I think that it's a better way of advertising yourself and growing that way.
Yeah, I think it's a good point, Jenny. I think the we always say, everyone says the power of the brand, the power of the brand, but I guess when you're living it and when you're driving around on the vehicle and getting waves from just strangers, and that added trust as well,
Yes,
it's definitely worth it, and that's built up over, I think, 1989 we've been going since, so all those millions of jobs. So what I'll do, Jenny, is we'll give your area a shout out. So your gym's handyman in Wallen, but you would obviously take work from anywhere, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we travel as far as Cheltenham, Frankston. Like if the job's big enough, we'll be there.
Yeah, and if you are a woman watching this, you can obviously Jenny's proof. If you've got a partner or you want to join it, you can absolutely do it, and it probably works to your advantage from a job and a quoting point of view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it works really well as not even just job wise, but our lifestyle, like as husband and wife. People tend to say like, would you run out of things to say if you work with him all day and you go home, But I find that you have more things to say because I have an understanding of his world, what he's doing, and so there's more conversations.
That's a really good point. That's not a typical question I'd go into, but I think if you've got a husband or a wife and you've got a really strong relationship, why wouldn't you want to spend as much time as you can as possible?
Exactly.
There's some people who want to separate, and that's up to them. But I think if you like that person so much, why not be around them all the time?
Yeah, and we definitely have our moments where we have our niggly moments, but we get over it really quick because we have to. Like our business is the most important to us, so it's good we have same values and things like that. So it works really well for us.
That's fantastic. It's good that, and obviously with the uni as well, going back next year, you're doing a master's, are you? Or
yeah, I'm doing my honors first, and
honors.
Then
is that for psychology?
Yeah, that's for psychology.
Okay, good on you. Yeah, I had a cousin who did that. So you got to do your honors, then your masters. Yeah,
can't go straight into masters.
Absolutely. So what I'll do is, Jenny, thank you very much for taking the time to do this. It's been a breath of fresh air. It's been really, really good to hear your experience, and hopefully a lot of people can get out of it. And obviously jimshandyman.com.au or 131546 for free quotes. And it's just great to see the Jim's Handyman expanding, and with more, we'd love to see more women involved in gyms with most divisions. So
yeah, I'd love that too. That'd be awesome.
It's fantastic. But people can use it to their advantage. Like if I'm a husband and wife team, I'm thinking, geez, I'm going to win a lot more quotes, I reckon, by having a partner come along, and just to have that extra trust, especially with the majority of our customers, or mainly women. I think it's just such a great advantage. It's a no-brainer if you're a husband and wife team looking to do something.
And it's not only that, it helps out. It helps out my husband heaps when he's working, because if he's there, he will just tell me and I'll jot it down. So like there's less, forgetfulness.
Yeah.
Like if you're working on your own, it's really hard to work and do all the quotes by yourself. So yeah,
I think that's a great point. Yeah, the team effort, absolutely. Whereas if it's just on one person the whole time, they would have to come home and then do it, and be grumpy up the night doing quotes and doing bookwork and stuff.
Yeah, they'll be really run down for sure. So join with a partner.
It's great advice. So thank you very much, Jenny, for your time. I appreciate it.
No, thank you,
Thank
Jeff.
you. Thank
Good
you.
to meet you. See you.